I love the shows, but the thing that I love just that tiny bit even more than the shows is sitting at the back of the space, sitting at the back and watching the kids go bananas and just be screaming, behind you!
Oh, how good is it?
Has Mr. Punch been a good boy? No! Just absolutely beyond amazing.
Yes.
Like it's just so perfect. It's so perfect.
This is Radio Woodfordia. I am your host, Harley Breen. This episode, we're going into the Children's Festival, which is like a happy place for me within this festival, with Becky Wandell, who has run the Children's Festival the whole time. She reveals a big bit of news that's both sad and really happy. And she brought a mate. She brought Cat Day, who first performed for Becky when she was just 19 years old and is coming back for this year. There's a lot of stuff. I think one of the big things that resonate with me is that Becky said, I've never had the time to be able to look back because she's just been a part of this festival for the whole existence of it. This podcast, taking all the credit, gave her the opportunity to look back, and it was a great yarn. And it was fun to talk to somebody that I know really well and find out more about her. Have a listen. Becky, Kate, hello.
Hey, Harley.
How are you, mate?
Good.
Now, Becky, I've heaps of context to you,
Yep.
and there's things I want to talk about.
Great.
And I will grill you on them. But Kate, I have no context to you. Becky, why did you bring Kate? Why is Kate here?
Kate is a storyteller. She came into the kids program about 20 years ago.
More. I was 19 and I am past my mid-40s.
Get out of that.
Yeah. So when she came in and I saw her application, and in the old days we used to get applications by letter.
Oh.
So we would sit
Paper.
in the office and we would open these letters. Yep. I
did,
remember my friend, the chocolate cake. I remember the first time they put an application. That was when we were still in Mullaney. And out came all these chocolates. And so, of course,
great.
they were instantly in.
I love that. Out of context, that phrase, my friend the chocolate cake, would be like, we should call somebody to come and take care of this woman.
Yeah.
But within this world, it made complete sense and I didn't even falter. Yeah, great.
But anyway, when I saw her application, it was more like I saw her face in the photo because she sent this photo, and it was so arresting, that particular photo, that I booked her on the strength of that photo. And she's been part of the family on and off over all that time.
Wow. And that was your first introduction to this festival?
So I went to the festival the year before for the first time. I was 18 and I just I was there for I think 3 nights. And I just went, oh my God, I found my people. Like it was amazing. And you know, I went home
Resonates
drunk
hard.
and you know covered in mosquito bites, and it was amazing. And then I was like, I was a theatre student at the time. So I was like, well, I have to perform in this thing. I have to do. And then when I did my, you know what I remember about that application, because it was paper, it was in the olden days, I covered it in sparkly purple butterfly stickers.
Oh, see, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Just her face.
Yeah. But
just
I was
remember
like,
your
no. This is, it's me. But yeah, it was kind of meant to be.
What did you pitch? What was your show?
Well, it's in the
Storyteller,
start. In the start, I did kids drama workshops, and I did that and storytelling for years. So I think the first year I just did the kids drama workshops, and then I sort of at some point in the first few years I pitched storytelling and became a storyteller.
Kate's an amazing storyteller. Fabulous, absolutely fabulous.
I know this from experience, and I have worked within Becky's program. My primary job is entertaining adults. And entertaining children is like, they're not even the same job. There's comparison in that you're in front of a live audience, and that's where the comparison ends. And I've seen heaps of comedians is the world that, in the stand-up world is where I mostly live, think that they can just go and entertain children by simply not swearing. And you're like, oh, no. And if anything, you might want to leave a few in. There's got to be more. But that's the start for you, really. Like if you're at theatre school, I haven't met a lot of entertainers who start out with kids entertainment. Is that still the space you sit in, or have you...
That's a funny question. Wow.
Thank you.
So things just got deeply personal. So I jumped on stage for the first time when I was 9 years old, and my first love was Shakespeare and theatre.
Great.
And so I went to university with, ridiculous kind of stars in my eyes, and I was going to change the world through art, and I was had all these dreams. And so my first kind of experience of theatre was very much not children's theatre.
No, there's a lot of Shakespeare that is not for the children.
Oh,
It's, I mean, when you dig into it, there's some rank shit. Like, it's like, whoa, mate.
But that's true of stories. That's true of fairy tales.
Yes, it is.
Fairy tales
Absolutely.
and folk tales are my jam. And like when we get to that, I guess we'll talk about that a little bit later. Like, I adapt them in unexpected ways. I take the misogyny out and take the,
Oh, there's a lot of it.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of it, yeah.
But they're bloodthirsty and they're dark. And, I guess, Shakespeare folk stories, it's not actually that big of a leap. And then, I came and did this and loved it and identified it. It was just such a part of me and who I was, the storytelling, and it ended up becoming so much to me. But then life went another way for me, and so I'm not a performer. And
well, you clearly are.
Well, I've had
your
other
bones,
careers.
sure.
Yeah. So, I ended up doing a lot of things. I was a teacher and now I'm a public servant. But this magical thing happened where once a year I would come back to Woodford and remember that I was an artist. And I would walk away going, oh, of course, right? Like there's this. And that doesn't go away because it's part of the fibre of my being. And
it's a sense of community around it, isn't it, that makes you believe, because they support you in believing, your belief in yourself.
And that you don't have to be anything other than your warts and all self. Exactly where you are to be an artist.
Yeah.
And also it was sort of my first introduction to the idea of being an artist being much broader than maybe what mainstream world would define art as well. But really Becky and her unrelenting belief that I am a storyteller is what made me a storyteller. So
well, I think, and to what a beautiful segue to get into you, Becky, I think you and your kind, who I think are rarer than the rare storytellers of you, Kate, are so important. And I've brought this up before, but every time I meet one of your kind that we need so much, I want to remind you that we so badly need the people that facilitate, not just facilitate, but see what it is that Kate has and knows where she will fit. And it's been a really long time for you doing that, because you said to me off camera, off mic, that you don't really like this space being in front of the camera, that you sit out the back. But it's the people that sit out the back that are really genuinely important. But I want, what is it? Because I got show notes. There's people did research, even though we've had context with each other for many years now.
I'm interested in knowing about that.
Yeah, you've been involved in this particular festival for its entirety
since the beginning.
But before that, you started. And here's the link to me is that you started out at the Burnett River Folk Festival.
Well done, you.
Thank you. It wasn't me. Benny did the research, but I know the Burnett River very well because I was baptised in it. There's a link to my Methodist upbringing, because my father was the reverend at the Bundaberg Wesleyan Methodist Church. That was in the 80s. You were there, which is exactly when I moved there.
Amazing.
So why?
So if I can talk about from that point.
Yeah.
We all, like as a group of friends, we were a folk group of friends, and we all moved up to Bundaberg. I don't know how that happened. But
why would you go to Bundaberg?
Well, because
I know it well.
My partner at the time, my husband at the time, Zach and my kid's dad, we moved up there, as did like 4 different families. And so there was a folk club, and we began this folk club called the Burnett River Folk Club.
Look, I'm not even trying to have a dig here. It's just I know that space so well that they still have anti-abortion billboards on the way into Bundaberg.
Oh, it's shocking.
It's a phenomenally conservative part of the country.
It's terrible. And the only people that came to our folk club, which became an enormous thing, was people who were, because, it was like a place where yachties would stop and stay in the bad weather.
Yeah.
So there'd be a lot of yachties. So that meant people from all over the world would come to our festival, and people who actually didn't quite fit into Bundaberg scene, which there was a few of those.
Yeah, definitely.
So it became a very strong, incredibly good fun folk club, and that was before our kids were born, like in that space when we were just having fun.
And you were there doing that while I was stuck in that stiff Methodist church. God, I wish you'd grabbed me and taken me out of that.
I wish I'd known you were there. But we met up with the Maryborough Folk Club, which was
another very conservative town with another Wesleyan Methodist church in it.
Exactly. But Bill and Ingrid lived there. And they had their folk club. Okay, so there was Bill and Annie McMullen. So it's just people from the old days, Mark Nightingale. And so our two folk clubs would come together and we'd do fun things together. We did like a magical mystery tour, which meant we hired a bus and just rocked up at different pubs all over the area.
Which is infamous. The story of the magical mystery tour. Yeah.
So we just got out and everybody would play music and we'd drink and get on the bus again and keep on going. But that's where it began, a really integral part of the Burnett River Folk Club was Marty Munn. And he then began a festival called, with us, we all started this one called the Bucker Folk Festival. So Maryborough Folk Club would come and we'd just have this little folk festival. And so from that, we just thought, how can we continue this thing that we love, which is the music, the culture, the people who just don't quite fit in anywhere else, but you just feel like is your brother or sister and new best friend. How can we continue this and have a life that supports this way we feel? And I think that really from that time, Bill then ended up moving back down here. I got pregnant, blah, 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 blah. But he ended up starting, he ended up coming back down to the coast, as did we, and then starting the Woodford Folk Festival. But that germ of an idea, I really believe, began back in the Bucker Folk Festival.
Well, it has to.
Days, yeah.
So, and obviously, you were all kicked off the Mullaney Festival and had to move, moved to here.
Yeah, my first job at Mullaney the first year was cleaning toilets. And then the second year
really from the bottom, right?
Yeah,
up.
It was totally from the bottom up. And then cooking.
Wow.
Yeah, I was cooking
and
for
your
all the
daughter Toshi, who programmed with me for many years, and she's a proper Woodford baby.
She is
has been here the whole time, her whole life.
Yeah, proper Woodford baby. As is Zach, my son.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're both they both were. My son still is in the industry. My daughter Toshi, she's now retrained as an RN, so she's a nurse. But yeah, they both. They were both
in the industry.
Oh, the total bosom of Woodford. And, in those days when it was smaller, there was just this whole family that would surround them and looked after them.
As a father, I want to ask a mother, why did you want your children to be poor?
To be born or poor?
Poor. I often feel that, honestly. It's a silly
weird
question.
Because Toshi always asks me that.
Because it's a silly question, but it's also like I'm looking at myself with my hordes that I'm imposing this on them, and it'll have a backlash, and they'll all be accountants.
Why do you think Toshi became an RN?
Totally.
It's because the joy of the journey that we've been on, which has been now 37, is it 38 years?
I think it's something like that.
38 years, actually. Yeah. It's been the most incredible journey that anyone could have been on. And my gratitude for that is there's not a monetary value that sort of can stick to that.
Yeah.
This has just been...
But you didn't. This sort of links us back into Kate, and there's a connection here with me as well. You didn't just do that folk club, the Burnett River Folk Club, and then move into Mullaney, and then what is now the Woodford Folk Festival. You really threw yourself in it, and are the creative director, producer of the Children's Festival.
Well, it was because. Look, I never thought.
Now Tin Lids.
Yeah. Now Tin Lids.
Yeah.
Tin Lids Kids.
Classic Woodford. They love changing a name just when you get used to something.
Yeah, when you've got 5 hours to change your name. So you sleepless night, okay, you come up with Tin Lids. It was Bill that said to me, because my background is horticulture. So apart from doing the kids program, I've headed up the environmental part of doing the planting, which was choosing the species and where they're going to go. And so that was my background. But Bill said to me, so this is my 34th year of doing the kids program.
Wow.
He said to me, why don't you do a kids program? And I went, well, I don't know anything about it. And he said, well, you've got kids.
I feel like that's really classic Bill.
Absolutely.
You've got kids.
But
you know what it's like.
But you know what? You said before that I could see in Kate what the potential she had. Bill has that same thing. He can look at you, and because he's such a dear friend of mine, he just knew. He just knew, and I didn't know.
Yeah.
He knew what was in me that I didn't know I had.
And I feel, Kate, you can come in on this. I feel like as a storyteller, as a creative, for me, having someone like Bill, I think he was framed, and even you and lots of people in your sorts of positions get framed in the wrong way, where you think that they're like, you do this, you do that, but what actually they do is they see a thing.
Absolutely.
And then they go, you could do that. And the feeling you get as a creative when someone gives you a green light and goes, you can do that, all of a sudden everything starts to flow. The block leaves and you're like, oh, this person, that one person. It's like when I do a show and my brothers are in the audience. I've never had a bad gig ever. Ever. Because
they believe in you.
Because they believe in me.
Or because you're trying to make your brothers laugh.
Absolutely I am.
Yeah.
and I'm being extra stupid, extra silly.
Yes.
And I know that if it falls, there's two people in that audience that will just go, don't care, mate, that's the best.
But they'll also get your jokes.
Yeah.
But your siblings get your humour in a way no one else does, I reckon. Yeah.
And I feel like Bill's that, and you're that. That's a unique skill.
Well, what was funny, someone that I so admire and deeply care for is Mick Conway from Captain Matchbox. And that goes back to my childhood, my teenage years, following Captain Matchbox when they'd come to Western Australia, which is where I grew up, and we'd go from pub to pub to pub to pub, and just fangirl.
Original groupie.
Oh, such a groupie.
Big time.
Anyway, so he comes and he starts doing kids shows, which is what a lot of people do once they start having their own kids. So he did kids shows. So I booked him over the number of years, and he did his last show, not last year, the year before, and he said on the stage, and we've become friends since then, he said, I want to thank Becky for believing in me. And that just hit me so hard, because I just thought, here's someone I just so admire for his life and what he's given, particularly our generation, because it was a generation that grew up with Captain Matchbox. It was just an incredible moment that he said that, because I thought, for believing in him, it was a question mark in my head. You believed in me to have come on the stage and keep coming back.
Sure.
As it was just one of those profound moments in my life. Actually.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny you mentioned having kids. It's literally where my character, Captain Funpants, was born.
I love Captain Funpants.
Was born out of when I was just a single father of one, and taking him to shows and going, this is dog shit.
Yeah, totally. Totally.
Saccharine, sweet, kid stuff.
Why are you talking down to my child?
I know, exactly. There's so much of that out there.
And I just met your child, Kate, and clearly you've never talked down to him. Well, what a well-spoken young man that can talk. But you were doing. It's rare.
It's true.
You were doing kid shows before you had a child. Has that? You're still, I assume, when you come back to this space, performing in the children's festival in Tin Lids.
Well, yes.
Is that the plan?
This coming festival, I am.
Right.
I've had a massive hiatus because I had a child, and
You've also been living in Victoria.
I have, but and yes,
different life.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry, what was that?
I lived through that.
Yeah. So but I'm really pumped. And it's funny. Last festival was the first festival I'd come back for a really long time, or since my kid was 2, and I came back after this huge break because I wanted him to experience the festival, and I was doing it for him, and I'm just sort of spur of the moment, almost got season ticket for him, season ticket for me, got the tent, did that. I was like, this is, I really wanted him to experience it before he lost being young and having that wonder and stuff. Yeah. Got there, and hilariously, the very first day, we got in through, first morning of the festival, got in through the gates, and I went, it's really hot and we need sun cream on. We just need to sit somewhere shady and put sun cream on. I looked around. It was just a world of hot blazing sun. I went, I know where there's shade, and wandered straight through the gates to the kids' fest. And I was like, nothing will be on yet. You know, it's really early in the morning. And went into the puppet, or it probably has a different name now. But
Ta-da.
Yeah, the venue formerly known as the Puppet Joint, and went in there because I was like, I know where there are seats and shade, and we'll just really quickly get this sun cream on, and then we'll go back into the festival. And so I sat down and just got out the sun cream, and I turned around and there was Becky. I was just like, oh, I can't sneak into this festival.
She probably appeared because she saw you and somebody had just pulled out, and she's like, can you jump on stage right now?
And I would, and the thing is, I would have if she had asked me. I would do just about anything Becky asked me, including, and I don't know that I've ever forgiven you for this.
Oh, no.
Being 32 weeks pregnant on a 35-degree day and running an elastics workshop. You know elastics where you jump?
My favourite thing.
Yeah. Inside, outside, inside out.
Yes.
England, Ireland,
Yes.
Scotland. Well,
32 weeks pregnant I was, and I was huge too. I could, like, on the plane on the way up, you know that the little table that goes down.
Yes, the stable table.
It did not come down. It would not come down. My stomach was so big. People thought I was about to give, and I'm like, no, I've got 8 weeks to go.
It's amazing they let you on the plane.
I actually, the doctor, I got clearance, and she was like, what date are you coming back? That is the absolute
they don't like
day
it.
I would let you fly.
Yeah.
But it was funny because much earlier in the year I was talking to Becky, you know, she rang me up, she's like, I'm putting together the program. I know you've applied to do this and this, and yep, that's all good, but I really want elastics, and I reckon you could run that. And I was like, well, I'm pregnant. I'm going to be this pregnant then. I've never been that pregnant before. But you have, Becky. I said, do you reckon I'll be able to run elastics? And you were like, yeah, sure. Oh, my. It was 35 degrees in the stinking heat at 2 p.m. in the afternoon.
It's not like it's always like that.
Oh, no. Yeah, it's like insert ad for Woodford here. It's usually amazing weather. But no, anyway.
It's all things.
But the thing is, if Becky asks me to do something, it's just the answer's always yes.
Yeah, you have a power. Yeah, I've been there. There's been years where I'm like, because I thoroughly enjoy entertaining children. Because it's a challenge, and it's like you've got to get your head on straight and know what you're doing.
Because kids really
Ruthless.
recognise inauthenticity.
Absolutely, they do.
And so I remember asking Eric Bogle, because Eric Bogle comes a lot to the festival, and I love him. And I just said once to him, because I was a bit shy, and Bill introduced me to him, and I said, look, would you ever think about coming and doing something in the kids program? And everyone was having a drink, and I thought, well, he's had a few drinks, maybe he'll say yes.
Perfect way to get him into kids' entertainment.
I really respect kids, but I would never come into the kids' festival.
Right. And that's what you want, is an honest reply. Because when I try and convince some of the people within my program to do the kids stuff, because there's not a lot of us, I always start with, hey, have you ever done kids comedy? And if they give the slightest, I go, don't worry about it. This is not the place for you to start. I'd recommend it. Have a go. Think about it. Think about a character. But so there's been moments where in years gone past where I've been requested to be at the kids, and I'm like, I just don't want to do midday, because I finish work at 10 o'clock at night. These are the days where I didn't even have children, and I'm going to do all sorts of things throughout the late night and the early evening. I'm like, and then Becky convinces you. You're like, and then you turn up, and Captain Fun Pants is called that because he wears a very heavy knit jumper as pants. I could use that anyway. And then you're pulling it on. You're like, what am I doing? And then you get up and you do it, and it is electric, and it is I would say when I did my full show of it with Heath Franklin, who's better known for playing the comedy character of Chopper, classic kids entertainer. We did a full 50-minute show, and I don't think I've ever felt better than walking off stage after entertaining what is a ruthless crowd.
They are bananas. They are so much fun, though. They are so much fun.
You know what? They're honest.
Yeah.
They're honest.
They're really, really honest. And that just segues me, if I can say.
Yes.
There's an incredible artist that came from the UK called Roy Bailey. and he just sang unaccompanied, so he sang a cappella, but what he'd do is when he sang, he stood there with his hand here, and he sang like, I felt that he sang like it came through his feet and up through him, because he was just the most exceptional singer I've ever seen in my life. And he made the Woodford, or it was probably the Mullaney actually, the Mullaney organising group. The first time he came to us, he came to our post-festival party and he started singing and everyone stopped talking. And that never happens at a post-festival party.
Yes, of course. I've done comedy at a post-festival party. It was a horrible decision.
Awful decision.
Why was I there?
Not good for any performer.
I brought it up with McBride. I was like, what happened?
I know, it's not fun for the performer. I totally get it. But everyone sat down and listened.
It was your daughter who booked me too for that. Anyway, sorry.
Anyway, like incredible. He's just like, and I just adore him, and he does incredible kids stuff. So I booked him for... Back in the day, we used to have Woodford Folk Festival, which was held in September, and that was to promote our Woodford Festival. Okay, and that was actually when we started writing the program, which just shows how tiny the program was then, because we start writing it in...
February.
March, yeah, something like that. But anyway, so I booked him for kids because he's got the most beautiful kids CD out I've ever known, apart from Mike Jackson and Ian Blake. So anyway, he came in and he did this kids show, but I don't know what happened. So we were in the front row because I'm such a fangirl. I still sit there.
So
I had Zach and Toshi on either side, my two kids, and he started singing, and I don't know what it was, but every kid walked out. Every kid.
Whoa.
I know, it was absolutely one of those moments, and I just went, you're not moving. Like,
Really?
like,
They all just walk.
I know.
He walked the crowd.
It didn't hold them. But
Right.
as a CD.
Oh, it's hard to hold them.
As a CD, that's what I mean. Like, it's really a difficult gig.
I walked out at your show one year.
What?
No, I walked out on stage, and because I'm a pirate, Captain Funpants is a pirate, the pirate of the good ship Crazy, and I walked out on stage, and like I barely even got to the microphone, and this kid, front and centre, sitting down on the ground, lovely looking child, just looked up at me and just went, "You're not a real pirate, and you're fat." Straight out of the gate.
So good.
Yeah.
And that's the juice.
Yeah,
That's the good stuff. You
totally.
gotta like get in it and on it. Yeah. It's
Yeah, it is. And this is the thing too, like I discovered, like UK, the Children's Festival in much the way that you said you experienced it last year too, just get yourself centred, because it's, it's right there at the front of the festival. And I should be on a watch list for this, but I discovered it before I even had children. And I went in there, and what a great, calm, despite the fact that there's children everywhere, essentially doing whatever they want.
Yeah.
Within a structured system that they don't know exists.
Exactly.
That's what I think is magic that you've done. There's so much structure in there, but the children don't see it. No. They're like, I get to do. It's like it is very much a Woodfordian equivalent of the Willy Wonka factory.
Yeah.
It feels like that. And despite the fact that there's balls being thrown everywhere and kids are running around and there's clowns, and there's a real calmness in that space. I
guess it's the joy of having the when I sit down, like especially post-COVID, I discovered how much I missed that piece of paper that I wrote my program on, which is basically, and I don't even know what size it is, but it's like a big size. So I write it venue by venue by venue. So we've got 8 venues that go across 6 days that we have. And so what it is each venue has a different feel to it. So each venue, like there we've got Stardust Theatre, which is our performance venue, which is what you've been on. And then we've got Bigger Things, which is our more environmental, educational one, where we've got chess that goes on during the week and things that's a bit more like focused environmentally. Because my passion is the environment. And plants and the animals and everything. So that is amazing. So we've got that one, and then we've got 8 venues all have a different feel to them. So I can look at the applicants and then place them in a venue that has the feel and the focus of that venue.
Yeah.
So we've got Puppet Joint, which does all puppetry stuff. So I will segue to having back Professor Wallace, which is our puppet man.
I just heard this just before we started recording, and I just about lost my mind. I'm so excited.
And thank you for trying to replicate the reaction.
No,
because it was
I'm not
big.
trying to replicate anything. I'm
Kate, you talk me who this is and why you're excited about
Oh,
that.
my word. Okay, there are so many reasons to be excited. So
I hope he's listening to this.
you know what? Gary knows how much we love him. So Professor Wallace does he does other puppets, but oh my word, Punch and Judy. And
Right.
I will say that he's the oldest travelling puppet show in Australia.
yes.
Oh, wow.
It's been going for forever. He's the only travelling puppet show man in Australia.
Yeah, wow.
And it came from another puppet man, so he picked up the business from years ago. So he's been carrying this on. Like, this is a 100-year-old tradition in Australia, and Gary is it.
And that's what he does. He travels around,
Yes.
like a traveller or a gypsy,
And
doing this. Great.
He is so
Punch and
good
Judy.
at what he does. He is so
He's
good.
crazy.
And it's mad. And,
what
you
you
know,
need.
there is no joy greater than, like, I love the shows, but the thing that I love just that tiny bit even more than the shows is sitting at the back of the space. And I keep trying not to call it the puppet joint because in my heart's always going to be called the puppet joint, which is really naughty. And I'm sorry, what's it called again?
Ta-da.
Oh,
Ta-da.
sure. We all do that. It'll always be the duck.
I do it.
Sitting at the back and watching the kids go bananas and just be screaming, behind you!
Oh, how good is it?
Has Mr. Punch been a good boy? No!
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
absolutely beyond amazing.
Yes.
Like it's just so perfect. It's so perfect. And he's so good at what he does. And he's done it for so very many years that he improvises those shows because he just has, I guess, in his pocket this bit, this bit, this bit, this bit. And he just like weaves them together in them and he just plays. And the kids are there for it.
It's actually more
amazing.
than that. He actually is that.
Yeah.
He zones into that in that moment. So
totally.
he's not Gary.
No, totally.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
becomes the character.
Oh, my word.
Yes,
Absolutely
as you
becomes
have
the
to.
character.
Because like you said earlier, kids will pick it up.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I think there's a lot of, and I'm glad I was aware of this before I became a dad. There's a lot of dismissing of children as being at a lower station than us. They absolutely are not. They are so aware and intuitive, and there's just age-appropriate ways of dealing with different things.
Yeah,
but they are, like, if you hit them on a level and you show them respect and let them know that they're the same, even despite the fact that don't come around my house when I'm angry and I yell at my children, you're not equal, I'm the dad, I make the decisions. Let's forget that. But they will arrive with you at that
Absolutely.
point. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Gary is one of those people that takes kids from where they're sitting in that moment into his world, and he is an incredible journeyist in that he takes people along his journey, which is his mind,
Yeah.
which is amazing.
That's fun.
And he's been coming since day one for me.
Ever.
Wow.
So good.
So, and he hasn't been coming for a few years. So,
And you got him back.
I
You pulled
rang
the
him.
Becky on him.
Well, I said to him, "Look, this is my last year. Would you?"
I was
please-"
about to get onto this. What?
Yeah, no, it's my last year. So I said to him, "Look, it's my last year. Would you come back?" Because he actually retired from coming to Woodford a few years ago, and he said, "Yeah, he would." So
yeah.
Wow.
yeah.
I might have to pull a Becky on Becky next year and just go, Becky, come on.
Maybe we should get all of the old guard together because there's this old guard of kids.
I actually feel like the old guard is coming back this year. So, and weirdly, it feels like a really good time to finish. Like,
yeah.
it's just, it feels right. It feels that it's the time to pass it on to someone that's younger than me, and someone that is actually has young kids in their life, which is not me anymore. Because I said way back when you know my two kids reached like not adulthood, but even high school age, I would quit, and I didn't.
You're still here.
And you know my son's 40, so that's a bit sad, really. But
It's outrageous that you've got a 40-year-old.
totally.
But I want to say, I know we've had brief conversations around this subject over a few years. I just want to acknowledge that I find that really sad, and I'm also really happy for you.
Oh, thank you.
You know, that's it's a huge, of course, yeah.
It's weird because like I might have said to you earlier on that I haven't ever reflected, because being in the life of Woodford, you're always just looking forward. Forward. And you don't have time in the black hole space, which is Woodford, to have time for that reflection. So you come out of it and you just go straight into what's happening next year.
Yeah.
So having been asked to do this podcast, I actually had to sit for a while with reflection, which was a bit tricky for me.
Yeah.
And I don't want to have a tear here or anything, but I'm actually really happy to be making that decision, because it needs. I love it. I love it so much that I want it to be handed on to someone, which I do have a successor now.
Oh, great.
To someone who understands it, because it needs that special someone that gets what kids are. Because kids are someone, it's our future Woodfordians, which goes into the 500-year plan that we have, which is an amazing thing. And I don't know if you want to hear about that, but...
Oh, I would hear about it every time anyone wants to bring it up.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. I'm in awe of having a 500-year plan. I think it's such a wonderful thing.
Every time I go, like we've got a 500-year plan, that's what in tricky moments, I go back to that we have that vision that captures that we have that vision of, succeeding for 500 years. Like,
yeah.
I've given my life to Woodford, which, I'm just so grateful for in every single way, and always grateful to Bill, who's my very dear friend. I'm so grateful for that. But I just really, the 500-year plan is a really big deal.
Well, for people like you and Bill and et al., to have a vision for something that lives beyond your life is an incredible gift. To future generations that you'll never see. Yeah. You'll never know.
Yeah.
But I find that amazing.
Well, for me as an immigrant as well, I don't have that extended family thing. So I think that's what gave me the grounding for going into having this as my family. So to leave a legacy like that in a way is a really special, awesome frickin' thing.
Yeah.
Sorry about the frickin', but
I
won't say the other word.
You're such the programmer of the Children's Festival. I shouldn't have said friggin'.
After the lights go down at the Kids Fest and the gates are closed.
I want to tell this funny story, because Benny did ask me if I would think about some things about happened in the past. And one of the first things that came to me was what... We've got this storyteller's chair, which is in Tada, which used to be Puppet Joint, but we end each day, sometimes start the day with stories. Okay, so it's basically it's hay bales with this beautiful cloth over the top. So the kids sit around. It's very intimate. It's not a big venue. They just sit there and they listen to stories. So this one year we had, I don't know why, but someone put red lights in there. Okay? So what happened was the things that happened in that storyteller's chair at night.
Great.
Which was not kid-friendly.
I know what's going on here, Becky.
And so we used to have in the...
I made you your coffee before, so I know what...
So what used to happen in the old days was that we would have on the day after festival close, we would have a thing called, everybody would make a little play about what happened in their program during the previous 6 days. So Toshi wrote a thing called what happened in the chair last night. It was actually called What Big Ted Saw Last Night.
Great.
Because we have this big teddy bear that sits in the chair. And so it was What Big Ted Saw Last Night. So Toshi, as a 12-year-old, wrote this poem about what Big Ted saw last night.
Do you have that?
I totally have it.
That's
and I found
so good.
It recently, only like in the last 6 months. So I still have her writing, as a 12-year-old. And so we actually won the competition because it comes from the kids' festival, and you can imagine what happened in the chair the night that she wrote about.
Yeah. It's just your coffee.
Yeah. Anyway, so it was really funny. Yeah,
That's
it was
great.
A funny moment. What happened in the chair?
I love it. I could talk to both of you all day, but there's things to do. I have washing. But I think that the Children's Festival and the main festival are so separate and brilliantly connected. I've never seen anything like it. It's a pitch to anyone listening with children that think maybe that this is this is a young person's festival or an old person's. There's absolutely everything, and that the way that it is its own thing, but then so seamlessly connected that it's a part of it all is a real credit to everyone involved, but obviously mainly you.
Seriously, it's a team. It's a team thing.
I've seen that team.
That weirdly, it's just something that you start out with yourself, but you realise that it's never me, it's we.
Yeah, that's great.
It's a we thing. And I've had the most incredible team behind me over all the years, whether it's my assistants or my sound crew. They've just been seriously amazing. And, we've become incredibly good friends, closest friends.
Yeah.
It's almost like...
family.
Absolutely like family. It's almost like when we get through the festival, it's like we've survived the war,
Yes,
not that I want to say that, but
no, but I get it.
When you can come across such unexpected things, and that you have to deal with it in that split moment, and that everyone deals with it together, and it's not just me; it's a we.
And can I say though that it's testament to you, Becky, that you and this crew go through this incredibly intense 6 days, and you're pumping it, and you're after the first 2 days you're tired and you're sleep deprived and you're possibly hungover, and not just you, all
hungover,
of us.
No.
Yeah,
not
never.
you, all of us.
It's too much of a veteran.
Too much having time.
No, I didn't mean it. But there's so much intensity and there's so much work, but everyone who works with you genuinely loves you. At the end of that week, no one is mad at you. And I don't think coordinators of many venues, let alone an 8-venue festival, could say that. But
I appreciate that.
It's you are the fierce loyalty that people have.
Do it.
I
love it. Well, I just want to say twice now I have performed for you with a seized bulging disc that had happened that morning twice.
No, twice.
Yes, twice.
So it's the stress leading up to stage.
No, it's really bad camp mattresses.
Couldn't move, could barely walk. 7 years apart, both happened in exactly the same way, lunging to grab one of my babies because I won't stop breeding. And it still didn't stop me. I turned up, and they've been two of the best times too, by the way, because you get all the sympathy from the parents and none from the children.
Absolutely not.
Dance, monkey boy. It's been a pleasure meeting you, Kate. It's been a pleasure chatting, Becky. Thanks for part of your story. I'm sure we could do multiple more episodes. Now that you've popped your cherry on podcast, you come back. Do more.
Yeah. As much as I love it, I love it. But,
you're a good storyteller too.
It's time. It's time for someone younger and someone who's got new ideas. That's me.
Yeah.
And I have to have a successor. So
who
I'm handing it on to is someone incredible, and she will take it into a different direction, I'm sure. And
we're not allowed to name yet, are we?
No,
I know the Woodford way.
Yeah.
Don't tell us until it's right in front of you.
No. But someone who's got the Woodford heart, and that's all I wanted.
Great.
Because it had to be someone who understood that.
Yeah.
And can deal with the detail and the stress of the moment, and just totally get it.
Yeah. Yep.
Because as you said before, kids performing it's not for everyone.
No, it's not.
And you've got to get someone who's real.
Yes.
You've really got to get someone really real.
And you've got to want to do it.
Because otherwise kids just freaking walk, they walk.
Yeah.
They get ungenuineness.
Yeah.
And I've never wanted to book someone that you can see in a supermarket
Yeah, absolutely.
or, a
Totally.
shopping centre.
Yeah,
Like, it's just, and I get a lot of those applications.
Yeah.
And you just instantly go, nah, it doesn't work for us. It has to be somebody that's real.
Yeah.
Someone who
I
plays
agree.
real music
Yeah.
and comes from the heart.
And if anyone listening is thinking about it, do it. Do it.
Absolutely.
God, it's fun.
Apply.
God,
Just
it's
apply.
fun. Just apply.
Just come.
Yeah.
Come, buy a ticket,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
The arts, Woodford really needs all those people to come and support it because, at the moment it's tricky for the arts organisations to stay alive. And but what you get from it is something that's beyond. It's actually beyond words. And I've been trying to think about how to explain what it means to you, but you come back and you just feel like it's reset your life for the next year.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, it's in practical terms, it's got 462 years left to go.
Well done, you. Well done, you. You mean me actually remembering that I've got 273 acts on this year. You have surpassed that.
That was just quick maths in my head. No one look it up. That was correct. Shut up.
But you know what? I am correct.
Yeah, good on you. Lovely. Thank you both.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Harley.
Well, there you go. If you knew about that element of the festival, you may have heard some more details you didn't know. If you didn't know about that element of the festival, welcome to the Children's Festival. It's a magical place. Go and check it out. This episode has been recorded on Jinnabara country, and I'm fortunate to be able to sit on it. And it was produced by the wonderful people at Woodfordia Inc. The music was by the East Pointers. I am your host, Harley Breen, and hey, become a citizen. There's so many wonderful things involved in being a citizen, including extra content from here. Anyway, till then, bye-bye.